Screaming at me. I shall return post-haste.
That's what the stream started with. It's with Echo saying that.
Hey guys. I'll be right back. I just need to go yell back at my microwave.
Hello everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Owlbear's Roost. For those who are new here, this is our weekly Dungeons and Dragons game that I play with 6 lovely individuals as we take on the mystical world that I've developed myself. It's a homebrew world, dark fantasy currently, and that's what it's all about. For those who are here, because I'm currently running part of the Jingle Jam. Also, why is my music so loud? I gotta turn that down a little bit. There we go. There we go. For those who are part of the Jingle Jam, or here to witness the Jingle Jam, if you guys don't know what the Jingle Jam is, I have pinned the comment with all the information you need to know. But we are raising money for the Trevor Project, which is an amazing organization that works to prevent and end suicide and mental health crises in young queer folk anywhere from the ages 13 to 24. They're an amazing organization, and we are working with the Jingle Jam, which is a multi-community fundraising initiative that unites different streamers together to raise money from different charities. There are 8 different charities that are partnered with the Jingle Jam. We have specifically chosen the Trevor Project to work with, as they are a foundation that is, near and dear to the people I care about and who I am as a person. So if you would like to donate, you can do !donate or click that first link in the pinned comment. Any donations made through the link, my campaign, 100% of it will go to the Trevor Project. If you'd like to donate to the other charities that are part of the Jingle Jam, it is that second link. You can donate through there or go through one of the other community fundraisers. But when it comes to our fundraising initiative, all of that money will be going to the Trevor Project. Also, on the Tiltify website, you'll notice in the initiatives, there's a button for a £35 donation. If you do that, you'll get access to a good amount of games. That's also on the link there if you're curious what games are in there. 2 Point Hospital, Shadows of Doubt, Another Crab's Treasure. There's some discount codes. There's some really awesome games in there. So if you donate more than £35, which is like $45, you can get access to a whole bunch of games as well, as a sort of thank you for donating. But any little bit counts. If you can't donate, just sharing the link is super important as well. But yeah, I wanted to do that at the start of this episode before we get into it. Everyone shall be here today, except Shannon, whose unfortunate power and internet has been knocked out by a storm. But both Pez and Emelina will be a little bit late. We shall continue and start. So, last we left off, our group of adventurers, colloquially known as Team Toast, found themselves securing a forward operating base. A base that would serve as the center of their expeditions into the now abandoned city of Belosia. The team is seeking to find the location and the source of the corruption that has overtaken this land, seemingly sucking the very life out of every living thing. Our intrepid adventurers are working with a few of the survivors from the city. 2 separate settlements who are now working together to support these expeditions into the city itself. Last episode, we worked as they established their bastions, which is the new D&D 1 format for player housing, basically. The group chose their rooms, and they've combined it into one bastion here. And the team is now awaiting their various laborers and godsmen to arrive at this base and have a little bit of downtime in the meantime.
Owl,
Yes.
your music isn't playing.
Oh,
For
well,
us.
I just have... Yeah, I have to share it to you guys. Sorry.
Just wanted you to know.
There you go. So, we last spoke with Floor. Anyway, because it keeps fucking all my monitors up. We last spoke with Floor a little bit, who was developing their arcane study. But we'll head over to good old Fess, who is planting a garden. Now, Fess in particular is preparing a rations garden to help feed the settlement here. Now, I guess my question is,
Nerder.
do you wish to plant this outside, or do you want to try to locate like a greenhouse sort of building? Plant it inside?
Yeah, I feel like maybe there's an area where there's kind of like a courtyard kind of thing, something that's like within that's kind of like safe, not necessarily like I don't want it to be like out in the backyard and like something can come out of the forest kind of thing. I was kind of picturing like something that was kind of like within, but well, like I said, more like a courtyard kind of, or a internal. There's walls all around it, but
Well, how about we do this?
Or a walled garden works.
So, as a reminder of your current setup, you are in the villa, the Westbury Vines Winery Villa, but you also have access to the winery itself, and essentially this entire property, sort of at your disposal. So you don't have to build the garden here if you don't wish, but in terms of a room like that, there are rooms upstairs, but it's not like a courtyard, it's not open air.
Yeah.
Another option is you have the porch, which could be an option. And you could build planters maybe around the porch. You could also probably find like a shed that might work. That was part of the winery. There probably is also a nursery for some of the smaller plants that you could use.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe beginning like a nursery would probably be a good idea, because we're not really sure, as a party, we're not really sure like what's causing all of the food and whatnot to be like cursed. So maybe in the nursery we could find like, some kind of like bagged up soil or something like that, if it seemed like it was something that was affecting the actual soil, something like potted or raised garden beds with like bagged soil might be safer.
There is a little bit down the hill towards the winery itself, a little almost like hut for the gardeners and the tenders of the various plants. Part of that building is what appears to be like a greenhouse nursery. Some of the glass that was blown for it has cracked and snow is blowing in, but you could pretty easily fix that, maybe with like a tarp or some sort of linen, kind of close that off. There is various planters, decayed, dead plants in here, but from what you can tell, can you give me a nature check? Actually,
Normal. I think that's what you're looking for.
oh yeah. So you're looking at these plants. These died way before whatever would have affected the land got to it. They clearly died of dehydration, based on how the leaves are, the color. I mean, you know plants very well, and it is very clear, comparing to the other plants that you've seen, this wasn't a disease, this wasn't a sickness that killed these. The soil's bone dry, except maybe bits where the snow is coming in. But very likely when this place was abandoned, they weren't watered, obviously, so.
Great, that sounds great. Quick question. How do I change my viewable character picture to match Fess's?
Bottom right. Drop down where it says send as. I don't know if you'll be successful though, because I can't see it, but I'm gonna assume that you did.
Oh, I know it's not proprietary art, so I'm not seeing, that's not coming up.
You don't see it in the bottom right where you would type something in chat. You see as. Select Fess.
Yeah.
That should change it.
It's not.
But you want to change. You want to change your account picture for good. Well, I
No,
can't
I don't
see it
need
on.
to change the account. As long as it's not on your stream, then it's not a problem for me.
I don't see it, so you're fine.
Perfect. Apologies. Okay,
No, you're fine. I have
so
those cut off, so and I have it hidden.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea. I see. So I see that the soil is really dry. Probably would have set up some kind of system, like as far as like drinking water and stuff like that. Like, do I know enough to know that like the snow is safe? Like, if I have a snow catching system that then melts snow over time, like, would that water be safe to use for like growing rations?
You can give me a nature check, is another nature check, because this is a completely different question.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can. I will remind you that you have magic users who can purify food and drink. So if whatnot, you have people who can do that. 10 is fine. 10 is going to be the DC. So to put it lightly, your understanding of whatever's affecting this land isn't affecting the reagents of growing something.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't even the few seeds that you have found, especially the non-germinated ones, you don't see them affected. What it seems to be affecting is life.
Okay.
So I'm not going to get into details of bacteria and whatnot in D&D, but the water itself would be fine. But if it was like you, from what you have seen, it's the plants. It's not. It doesn't seem to be the dirt from what you've seen, but you know, you can't say for sure. But based on what you've known so far, it's the life that seems to be affected in some way.
Okay. All right.
I should also point out that's also why the food that you guys found in the kitchen, all of it was thrown out. But if you were to pick through it, you would have noticed that the plants and stuff and anything that was grown, animal matter, plant matter, not great. But if it's not alive, okay, going back now to science, cellular, so like salt is fine, or honey's fine. Like, yeah. Okay.
Makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with these things in mind, Fess is just gonna set to kind of revitalizing the soil and planting some of the seeds that they found in some of the revitalized growing pots or planters, and
okay, so you're specifically growing the seeds that you find here.
Yes, for now. They're probably mostly grapes, but I don't think I've come across any other kinds of seeds.
Well, you would have, in the fields that you were in, you would have come across grain, corn, staple foods. It's just this hill is the grapes because it's a winery. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. If I have a feeling that those foods would be safe, or at least have a higher possibility of being safe, I would probably go ahead and plant some of those too.
You could have Lavetta cast. Lavetta would be happy to purify them.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's be extra safe before we spend a whole bunch of time and resources like growing them.
All right, Lavetta pretty easily. It's gonna take about 10 minutes. Lays out, the various sort of symbols that she uses in her casting. Moves her hands around, whispers, and then puts her hand over the seeds. They all kind of glow like a beautiful sort of leafy green for a second, and then return. And the spell takes. It's just whether or not this is a disease or poison.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, that's, or some combination of those things. Yeah, we'll see you once they grow.
Okay. Let us go to Althea, who is muted.
Just got food in her mouth.
Okay. You're setting up your library right now, and as you don't have much to just get books out of anywhere, but there is a large collection of books in this villa to start. And as you're sort of, going through, taking note of the various different titles and in what books you have and what languages they're in, you slowly start to make your way in documenting all of them. While you're going through these books, is there anything in particular you're actually looking for?
I think anything about the city.
All right.
Any history.
Yes. I will say this takes you over the 5 days to kind of find what you're looking for. So you want to learn about the city and sort of like what about the city, I guess, is the question.
Or just the history.
The history?
Just anything about the history.
Okay. Over the 5 days that you kind of have in this downtime, you learn about the city of Belosia and where it once stood on the local stage, its large-scale accomplishments. You flip through it, and some of it's not in common, so you may occasionally have to go to Fess, who is slowly learning the language to aid you in translating some stuff. But the city of Belosia once was a proud city of mines and hunters. Many years ago, many years ago, the silver mines and the gem mines of the mountains were what provided the large-scale wealth to this city, as well as the notorious hunters of the land, could see a supply of food and, ensuring this place had time to grow. Over time, as that wealth developed and as the various human kingdoms around the area either merged or if you want to go very far back, like originally the tribes and whatnot, as they started to merge into cities and as those kingdoms started to merge, Belosia kind of stood in its own right. It always had the wealth and the resources it needed to maintain its sovereignty. And that is where its name comes from, the Beloic sovereignty. And as civilization all around developed further and further, trade routes became more common. Silver and gems were well sought after resources by the increasingly wealthy members of the various nearby kingdoms. And the city, in its very strategic spot of along the mountains and able to maintain its strength, became trusted as a place of maintaining one's luxury. This place had notorious jewelers, notorious fur trappers. So the scale of trade in this place was all about luxury items. And further down the line as well, banks, places that one could maintain their wealth in a secure sort of location, especially for those kingdoms nearby that didn't have as strategic of a capital location. What's notable about the Beloic sovereignty is that they never joined the League of Lords. The League of Lords was founded about 500 years ago, and is a conglomeration of human kingdoms that saw its formation when some of the southern kingdoms were being attacked. Belosia was very specific in the fact that they'd want no part of that. They were fiercely independent, fiercely defending of their own sovereignty, and essentially saw themselves better and more superior than other kingdoms. So it maintained itself as this city-state outside of the League of Lords, outside of the Oath, that essentially meant it developed its own unique culture and its own unique way of life, where it when it started going quiet many years ago, from the knowledge that you might have of it, it isn't too unlikely, from which you can understand, that people would have thought, all right, well, Belosia's just gone silent because they think they're better than all of us. And that's kind of why it fell under the radar for a while, that it went offline, essentially. So, to describe Belosia, it is a city of luxury. It's an independent city, and one that was fiercely unique in its own sense. Think of it kind of like the Switzerland of, if Europe is the League of Lords, Switzerland is the Belosia. Fiercely neutral, fiercely independent.
Okay.
So that's what you sort of get an idea of the basic history of Belosia. In terms of more in-depth knowledge, you know that there is a shrine to Malice, who is one of the gods somewhere within the forest that it's worshipped. You've learned that there is a pretty large-scale temple to life within the city itself. You also learn that Belosia is home to an archive, a sort of division of the Odyssean Order, which will have a large-scale library within its walls. You also learn of the various banks, the various financial groups that are in control. You learn of a notorious gem proprietor, and you see that they really did pride themselves on not only that luxury but the trade as well, and how that fueled their city. In terms of sort of the lower city, the Temple of Life is there, the Blosiak Archives. There's a large trading hall where various different carts and horses from all across human kingdoms would come in, trade their wares, and be able to store their wealth essentially within one fell swoop. Oh my god, swoop. There we go. So anything else you want to know, sort of like general knowledge about it?
Not right now, I don't think.
Okay. One moment. Apologies, there was a puppy delivery. All right. But yeah, that's over those 5 days kind of what you can learn essentially about the history of Blosia. All right. Okay. So Ivani, as you were sort of going through your garden and growing it over time, it is clear that some of the plants are going to fail. And as you watch the plants grow and some of them wither, it is clear to you now more than ever that the boundary between life and death is blurred. That something is intensely affecting the life of this land.
Okay.
All right. The very life itself is, like I said, being sucked out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me begin to wonder, you need more now, you need more sort of points of information. But it makes you wonder, is the disease that is overcoming these plants a result of a plague or a malice or any sort of thing that's, overtaking these? Or is it that the life of this land is being sucked out of these, plants and these creatures, so much so that they're susceptible to disease and malnourished, and essentially it's a question of, is this something that's a direct effect of what is happening to the land, or is it a sort of byproduct of the life being sucked out? And that's the question you start asking yourself, based on the knowledge that you're seeing, or based on what you're seeing, essentially. I mean, my words are really bad this morning. I need my medicine to kick in. But essentially, based on the observations you're making, these are the sort of two deductions that you can make. Either it is a direct result, or perhaps It is a byproduct.
Okay.
Ori, over the 5 days, I know you're practicing with wards and whatnot, correct?
Yeah.
And you're practicing on the smaller fount. It is increasingly clear to you as you study this and you study...
Bark, bark, bark.
No. No. You got that dog in you, I know. Come here, come on. It's increasingly clear to you, Ori, that as you look at you're flipping through the journal of ideas that your predecessor, essentially, whoever used to maintain this area, was an idiot in the fact that had they successfully finished this project, they seem to have wanted to take a big ass crystal and put it in the center of that circular bit.
Oh god. They would have destroyed this entire place.
Exactly. Essentially what it would have done is amplified it to a point where it would have burned a hole straight through the ground up into the ceiling and likely exploded. A massive sort of almost like an earthquake just localized on that point. It's unclear without actually enacting it, but the sort of the theory is very wrong.
Yep.
And even for someone as yourself who isn't a studied practitioner, I mean, your sort of knowledge just comes inherently. This is still very clear to you that this would have been a bad idea.
Bad idea central.
So what that is telling you is using his theories probably not a good idea. 2, you need a way to focus the energy and control it to a way that isn't going to overwhelm. You also likely so when you pull the energy, you need something that'll allow you to essentially control how much you're pulling from the ley lines. But it also may be wise, if you want to increase the strength even higher, to create something that is not only a damper along the sides of everything, but along the ceiling, something that can absorb the energy. And that is where your researches need to come into play. You need to learn about different materials, different properties of different plants, maybe different runes. As you're going through this, there are sort of 3, I'm gonna double check because I wrote this down last night when I was tired. 3 main you're gonna want something to focus the energy.
Yep.
And I recommend writing this down. Focus the energy and amplify it. So focus and amplify are going to be the same step, very likely, because the amplification is how you are lifting the energy, right? So that sort of area is going to be focus and amplification. You're going to want something to absorb, some sort of absorption, likely along the ceiling. So again, you don't just send a beam of ley line energy into the ceiling. And you're going to probably want something to absorb along the side, absorb that excess energy. Now, in further to this, it would be wise to have runes and wards part of the entire process. So that would be something you need to research as well, but isn't like part of this, like the 3 points that you need essentially. And it may be that the items and things that you find now could be upgraded over time. So even if your creation now is a fraction of what it could be down the line, for example, you could just set up the focus and amplification system. You just would have to be very mindful of how much you use, like how strong you make it. Because and that would mean the other 2 parts would allow you to make it stronger than even that. So it's gonna be a long scale process, but learning the different bits will help you in your endeavor.
Yeah.
All right. So with that in mind, we'll say over the 5 days you're working on. You said you wanted to work on the wards and the runes, right? So as you're looking through that, you determine that useful ones would be, in terms of protection, a simple anti-magic rune or ward that can go off and sort of counterspell the ley lines if need be, an energy protection one for yourself, maybe physical if something happens along that line. But in terms of so you are specifically focused on protection, I think, at that time. But did you want to check anything else over the 5 days?
My focus would be first on ways to protect myself and then the environment around the area. So
Sure.
probably focus more into the absorption damper idea than
Okay.
to focus and amplify to start.
Give me an Arcana check.
Why so only?
You are child of the realm that you are a child of. I'm being very mindful of where I'm saying that. Where you came from before this is bound with arcane energy, but as well as nature. And in that, you know, there are types of plants that have natural magic absorption properties to them, in so that likely a few of the plants there may be very useful to you. If you were able to procure seeds or a starter of these plants and grow them along the sides of the walls and everything around you, you could do that. There's also runes that you could attempt, but based on your knowledge, right, and where you would have learned everything, the go-to answer is plants. If that makes sense. Why invent a complicated rune if the place around you has an easy plant that you could use?
Well, because I can't necessarily grow that plant on the ceiling.
Well,
Just as a, it could happen, it could not. I don't know how the plants are gonna take.
this is true, but in terms of like where you would have learned, and I'm going off of your experience,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So if you want to find runes without said plants, you're going to need to research. And that is up to you to keep in mind.
Okay.
With that in mind, we shall go over to Zara. Zara, my dear, So you are setting up your barracks. If she's pushing a button, we can't hear her. Can't hear you right now, Emelina. In before she's stepped away.
Right, so about these plants you need to grow down there.
Yeah, we'll come back from Zara.
Sorry, I went to grab a screaming cat.
Oh. Alright. So you're setting up the barracks, right? That's your bastion choice. What sort of things are you putting in here? Are you planning to put any sort of like target dummies? Obviously you're setting up the different rooms and whatnot, but I'd imagine you would plan some sort of practice area as well. Am I wrong in that assumption?
She'd want people around her to be knowledgeable on how to use at least, a weapon. So yeah, that sounds about right.
As you're setting up this sort of the guards aren't here yet. They won't be here until a few days. But as you are setting up this area and this, essentially a workout area for people to practice and spar with one another, there's a familiarity to it for you. His face towering over you when you were younger, yelling at you, training you, berating you for every mistake you made, making you better, but worse in the same right. It's a lot as it flashes back to you. It's hard to not think about it as you're planning to train whomever comes. You're gonna have to remember your own training.
Zara feels anger boiling in her and tries to shut it off and focuses on hitting the target dummy over and over and over again.
Give me a strength roll. Your strength roll.
Yeah, one second.
Oh. As you're hitting this dummy over and over and over again, there's a frustration building in you. You can almost hear his words. You're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. Hit it again. Faster. Harder. Your ability to focus on the target dummy in front of you grows harder. Give me another strength roll. And there's one bit where you just drop your swords and you're just beating the shit out of this thing. Seeing his face. It's cathartic in its own right, but supplies you with the fact that he is not out of your memories just yet, despite your attempts.
She's frustrated, breathing a bit heavy as she's out of breath from putting all her energy in hitting the dummy, and just wipes the sweat off her forehead as she just accepts, well, not really, but in that moment at least, accepts that right now he's still a part of her.
As the sun slowly sets and the shadows along the wall begin to creep further, you feel safe in their presence. They're just shadows. They're a tool that you've used before. But in this moment, you almost personify them. And there's a safety, a comfort that you probably haven't really felt in a long time. And with that, your days continue. Okay. The 5 days carry on. And as Flor, you can sense Fengar rising. The new moon for today is the 10th of Tritos. The moon is gone, but is ever present. You're ever aware where it is. And as it is in its new phase, the 5 of you, as you sit mulling over some rations, to which I will say about the rations, we're going to replace them here in a second anyways, with the supplies, so I'm not going to count them until then. But as the 5 of you are sat down, the sun set, just the wind blowing outside. Zara, you spot it first. Outside, lights moving up the hill. The light illuminated along the snow.
Like one singular light?
Several. A large number, a group. And the shadows that you can see slowly come into view. And you see a retinue of people. But not just any type of people. Lupines. Their large, wolf-like form, for most of them, memorable. And as that shadow appears, you can see a horse, 2 horses in a cart being pulled with them, and various other people holding up torches and lights as they move up the hill. Very likely a retinue that you requested 5 days ago.
Zara gathers the others and informs them of the upcoming arrival.
As they crest the hill, the snow beginning to slowly melt over time, but still a significant amount of it on the ground. Their feet pushing through it as they come up. the horse and cart stops at the winery while the rest of the retinue makes their way up the hill. And it is now you begin to see the familiar symbols of the Lupic Blades and members of the Physic clan. Among this large group of people, you spot two familiar faces. Actually, three familiar faces. Leading this sort of retinue is Emmanuel Guile, Lycan, who is wearing the same armor he was wearing during the battle against the Silver Sword. This was the lieutenant of the Blades who was in that planning meeting with you all right before the Silver Sword attacked. It appears that he has been chosen to lead the force to come assist you, and is the first to come upon the door and knock on it.
Well, what are we waiting for? Come on.
Nothing, go ahead.
Well, I don't know these people.
You can meet them.
As you open the door, I don't have all our tokens down. Something I should have thought about beforehand, but brain slow sometimes. There's a large number of people here, so you are looking among. Well, let's see here. Let me give you an exact number. I have so many tabs open. My brain. Okay. You see a farmhand, which appears to, they're dressed out. You see a couple druids. You see some people with what appear to be carpenter tools. But you also see, as you open the door, the familiar faces beyond Emmanuel, both Cersei and Primrose. Now, Flor, you're the one who opens the door, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Since it doesn't seem like anyone else is necessarily interested.
Rushing to do it.
Well, as you open the door, the guy who's kind of decked out in this intricate sort of armor that's mixed with. Go ahead.
Or would attempt to drag, pull on either Zara or Althea or Aphlia or Lavetta's arms to. Well, if they just see me, they're gonna be confused.
Zara pushes Aphlia forward.
Avlia pulls Zara forward as she pushes her.
I want contested strength, athletics, or acrobatics rolls.
Athletics or acrobatics, you said?
Either works.
Oh wait, why is that?
Why is that a disadvantage? Oh, are you still have? You can get rid of your
have my
exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll take the first number. That's fine. Zara, unfortunately, you are unable to move out of the way quick enough before you are quickly moved forward by Althea here, and it is
What? Let me go.
As Flor opens the door, it is your face who is present at the door here. Let me just put this here. I'll say the rest of the group. All right, let me move you guys back to this page. So let me get this sorted. Zara, you are at the front door. Floor, I gotta put you on the page. Floor is the one who opens the door, and it is Zara's face who is here. Althea just behind her. Fess and Lavetta in tow. It is Emmanuel who is at the door, holding their weapons in their sheath. I thought you needed some backup, so here we are in our glory. It is good to see you again, Miss Zara.
Yes. Yup.
The rest of the retinue is going to be down at the building we saw down there. We didn't want to drag the horses all the way up the hill, and it appeared there was a stable there.
Okay.
But we have brought, as you requested, plus one who wished to tag along, and he gestures to Prim.
You're still alive.
Actually, +2, and then my hand crawls up over my shoulder.
Hey, your hand is still
God.
separate.
I forgot about that.
Good thing you didn't lose that thing. Kind of expected you to, not gonna lie.
Oh, it's fine. If I lose it, I've got to. Wait. And she looks at her hands, and she's like, at her wrist on one side, and the full hand on the other. She's like, I'll think on that one.
Cersei pops up and waves to you all, and I heard you needed assistance in a library, so I thought I would come along to assist you all.
We need assistance in the library?
Yeah, isn't that what Aphlia was?
You take over, Aphlia. And Zara just walks back.
You can move your token if you'd like. There you go.
I also can't move my token, apparently.
It's probably because you're in the wall. Try now.
Yay!
Got put in a wall.
Yeah, I got put in the wall. Hi.
Well,
Reload.
Emmanuel speaks up. Let me introduce you to, you know Cersei and you know Primrose. We also brought Diane, and they gesture to one of the Lycans. She is excellent working a field. We brought, and you see as they gesture to a tiefling who appears to be with them, who's decked out in druid garb. This is Whispertoad. They are excellent in handling various plants.
What? Whispertoad?
Yes, that is their name.
Okay, I did hear it now. Okay,
Yes.
never mind.
Name.
You have myself and Berdine here to assist as your guards. And you see as he gestures to essentially what looks to be like a big bear lichen. If I can grab the token. Yep. You see, she is like not that big, but there we go. She is hardy. I mean, tall, muscular, and sees you all and waves her hand up. Let's down. Well, let's see who else is here. And he kind of looks around. Yes. I actually think I grabbed my mindset. One of these, yeah. One of these is not there. There we go. And gestures to the drow. This is one of the other druids. This is my cell. Excellent with various fungi and various spores. And then the one laborer that we have to help, as well as the various carpenters, Seraphim and the various carpenter groups. They're all down at the other building with the horses. We brought 2 horses, Jack and Red. And that is your assistance.
Hey.
Oh, and you had also requested a magic practitioner. They're also down that way as well. But yes, it is lovely to see you all. Although we are quite tired. Is there anywhere that we can rest for the evening?
Zara, weren't you making something? Working on something? Or the barracks or something like that, right?
Are there, in the ones that I put, are there like beds in there, or was that just training?
No, so the villa, which you guys were at before, had all of those worker beds in there, plus a couple other bedrooms that you could easily house
Okay.
everyone down there. You could probably fit 1 or more here too as well, so if you wanted to keep Prim with you guys, you could.
Yeah, if you wanted to keep me around, I mean, it's up to you. I can go stay with the horse.
Why would you
Look
do
at
that?
my horse.
Just feel red.
We
You'll
have
never
a
believe what
room for
colour he
you,
is.
Prim. It's fine. But not, I mean, the others have a room somewhere else.
Yeah. I can go show you. I'm Flora, by the way.
Cersei,
Floor.
not great at
Like ground?
maintaining. I won't cut over that.
Floor, like flower.
Like floor, right? Or
Ah,
flower, yeah.
that was going to be my first, second, third. It was going to be one of my guesses. She nods and then follows.
Cersei, the Cersei, the ever not great in terms of professional manners, looks at the 2 of you and goes, "My goodness, what are you? You are a fascinating creature." Oh, sorry. No, I mean that in the nicest of ways. I've just never seen one of your kind
feathers
before.
kind of like fluff a little bit, like understanding the not like that it wasn't said like in a harmful way, just like kind of fluffs their feathers like, yes,
Whereas-
I am a pretty bird.
Floor, whereas
Peacock.
Floor, unlike Fess, she actually like flinches back a little bit and pulls her arms close to her and starts hugging herself.
Hopefully it goes and pats. Wait. How tall is tallest Fleur?
Usually ground level.
Corvum aren't very tall. So basically like probably somewhere around 5 foot.
Avlia reaches up.
Yeah, Leah's actually smaller than we are.
Avlia's really small.
or smaller
Baby.
than you are.
But
My mother was a dwarf and my father was kneecapped.
So yeah, Feth would be happy to explain like oh yes, we're Corvum, and kind of like talk through like what that means.
Not to be confused with Kenku.
Yes, oh yes, we're not.
You
We
wouldn't know what Kenku
that
are.
term. Yeah, we wouldn't know that term.
We do, because
Kind of.
the fairy
Eh.
bird, the apple
Yeah.
bird. said
Oh
something
yeah,
about it.
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So we would know enough to be like, yeah.
You would know them as a family, if that were
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
tribe. Yeah.
So
Cersei
yeah,
kind of looks up.
I would
Oh,
explain at least that much, like, we're known as Corvum. We have encountered something about bird-like individuals being tied up to this whole thing. Something called a kinku. We're not really sure what that is.
Oh, fascinating. You said something about a library. Is that in this building? As she kind of steps in, kind of looking around.
Yeah.
Actually,
yes, Fleur had.
well, I was working on an arcane study. Afflia was the one making the library.
Oh, right. Which direction? I guess I would know where that would be because I'd probably
It's
be in there a
literally
lot,
just
so.
to your left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, right this way.
And she just pushes right past you into the library and is just like scanning all the books. We'll say a little bit of time
That
passes
was rude.
as you all replenish your with the food that they bring, and all that. So you guys' rations are still the same number unless you want to grab more rations. They brought a lot. It's also been a week since you started your bastions, so we can do a bastion turn, but we'll do that here in a second. As we'll say a little bit of time passes, you show everyone to their room. Nightfall is and we'll bring you guys all into the kitchen here, chatting with that while I pull up the sneeze is gonna happen. There we go. But yeah, so time passes. You guys show them down to the villa, or no, the winery where they're staying. Prim stays up here, as does Cersei. And that is, an hour or two by the time you make your way up here. And, yeah. Oh!
Question, is Zara still glowing, by the way?
No, that would have been...
Always.
No, because when you moved her, I couldn't see shit. I think she still has a light effect on her.
Yeah, she probably does. There we go.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh, also, I just found out there's
Sarah always looks like she's glowing.
I know she is beautiful.
There's a bastion thing. How do I do this on Roll20? What?
Oh,
Actually,
I'll found new toys.
Is it on here?
Oh, and on stream too. I don't know if she can do that.
Wait.
Oh, build a bastion. Oh my god, look at this.
You want to build a bastion?
We want to see what the hell?
So if I name this to... Okay, this might be something I have to do. Wait, so if I do this, and then character names. Okay, wait. If I change this to... Yep. And have it as a bastion, then I can add special facilities. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna give you guys all access to this. You guys can fuck with this. you guys handle this.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
My hand.
What about it?
I remember we talked about there being my hand encased in metal, and was it not that we were going to get my hand enchanted so that I could have a mage hand while my hand was gone?
I think it was so you could do magical damage, silver damage rather.
Silver damage when I punched people.
What the
Yeah.
Like I could attach it to my wrist while my hand was away.
I think it's funny if it's a mage hand too. I think that's funny.
Mage hand, let's go. When the wrist detaches, I've just got this like half translucent, kind of blue sparkly hand. And it's still attached to my wrist. It's effectively just a hand.
You guys can. So at the top of the journals, you should see the Bastion. So you should be able to. I mean, we're not doing it exactly as like. We're not doing it as like exactly how it's written in the book, but if we do it like that, you guys should be able to add to it and then keep track of your orders and whatnot for it. But I'll add it to my list of things to perfect, but you guys can fuck with it and save me the trouble, please. Hint hint, nudge nudge. Okay. But if you guys want to keep that updated, you guys have 5, well, it's now 6 special rooms or special facilities. All right, let me get you. I'll get you a hand icon. I'm
just asking you to give me a hand here. Look, I can't.
She just really needs that hand, man.
Let's see here. All right. Fuck me. All right, let's find an icon here for you. Silver hand. Oh wait, I'm just gonna get a bunch of wow shit. God damn it. I didn't think this. Oh no, wait, we're good. Yeah, okay, you're getting this one. You're getting this one. Fuck you. You're getting this one. I'm giving you this one. You'll see.
You better make your decision wisely.
I think you'll appreciate it.
You better make your decision wisely.
Nope, stop it. You can't do that to me.
You sure you're doing the right thing?
This is my stream. You can't just
come here. Are you being
here.
a good girl? Or are you being a bad girl?
All right. This is a.
I feel like we should leave.
This is a hostile takeover. What color do I have all the other mage?
Welcome to Owl Odyssey.
What'd you just say?
I said, hey guys, welcome to Owl Odyssey. My name's Owl. This is my Odyssey.
Wait a second.
She's taking over.
All right, here you go. Here's your mage hand. Let me just make it the right size here in a second.
If it doesn't have a basketball and it isn't shooting a sick 3-pointer, I'm gonna be upset.
That is perfect.
There you go.
Nice.
Made you look. All right.
Oh, fuck.
At least I didn't lose the game.
Also, you need to swap your name, by the way, on Roll20. The name in brackets should be your character name.
What?
I mean,
I refuse.
There we go. Okay, there you go. Now you have a mage hand. Let me put it in the mage hand thing. There we go. Why didn't I update the picture? Fuck you, man.
There. Is that better?
You know what? I'll take it. Why isn't this image loading? There we go. Okay. There you go. Now you have your own unique icon for the mage hand.
I can't even move it around. My immersion is ruined.
Oh fuck. You know, it would help if I... Okay. Details represents mage hand, one of fucking them. Although I don't know if that's going to be the right mage hand.
I like the idea that my hand understands sign language, but no one else does. Like, I don't. If my hand tries to talk to me, I don't know what it's saying.
The fuck is your hand gesturing for? What's he doing? Is he having a stroke?
He's just he does that sometimes. He's a funky little guy. He likes to dance, I think.
You know what? I think we should all get our mage hands out. We'll go
There's mine.
Yeah.
Only Zara and Lavetta don't have mage hands. It's kind of funny the lesbians don't have mage hand. All right.
Mary's just like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah. So there's Prim, as you're sat down at this table, a little blue jay seems to be running around on the table itself, and comes up to you and looks up at you, and is like inspecting you as it tilts its head. Hey there, I'm Jerry. It says to you,
Jerry. With a G or a J?
Jerry J.
I'd assume it's because you're a blue jay, right? So it'd be a
That's
blue
right.
jay. Do
That's
you need
my
to use
name.
a different pen when you write your name? Do you write your name? Can you write your name?
I
We
never
can be
tried.
friends. And then she tries to pick her up. Tries to
Yeah,
pick
you
up the
pick up
bird,
Jerry.
but she's got
Yeah.
the mage hand, so just through. It's like, damn it.
Well, they're technically both mage hands.
Yeah. Yeah, so it actually would work.
It would work.
I throttled the bird.
What?
That's so strong. That's so
I
strong.
don't. I don't.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
Retcon.
You got anything to drink? I've started drinking lately, and it's great.
Jerry, no.
No.
I found this big barrel of stuff. Oh,
Wait, did you find more?
yeah. There's a whole
Where?
building down there of them.
He's,
Oh,
he's
then
talking
the-
about the winery.
That's not good stuff.
Sorry about that.
And okay, I have a question to DM.
Yes.
So Primrose can have a familiar. Can their familiar be another disembodied hand?
Yes, but how are you going to see through it?
Well, technically I can talk through it too, even if it can't talk, so we'll just...
Wait, I got it.
Oh.
I got this.
Draw
Don't
my
worry,
whole
I've got it.
hand.
That's like the eye on the palm of the hand.
little
It's
hand,
the Nora
it's the little
hand.
hand
No,
where it makes its
I've
own
got something
mouth,
better.
and it goes
Yeah,
wap,
I've got
wap, wap,
something-
wap, wap, wap.
Yeah, just wait.
Oh
I've got
god,
this.
you got something better. Oh no.
I've got it.
Shan's model with Shan's got them VTuber with the sock over the hand.
Here we go. Wait, is this gonna load? Come on, there we go. It's gonna be really big when it loads in, but give it a second. There we go.
Why is this so
that-
aggressive?
Is that what you
Why
wanted?
does it have like speed blur on it? Like it looks like it's about to attack. It's not just here for a fun time, it's here to ruin your time.
That's what you wanted, right?
Okay, so I guess that answers my question. My hand can be my familiar.
Well, do you want that? Do you want it to be the same hand, or do you want it to be a separate hand?
I want it to be, I think Prim's right hand is gone, so can it be a left hand?
That's the left hand.
It's the left hand? The
Yeah,
left
there
hand
we
is
go.
gone?
No, I said that works. No, that works.
Okay, okay.
I keep wanting to click Zara because your fucking new GTA RP character's name is Zara. When I'm trying to assign you the perms.
L.
Alright. Well, let's use selected token. Here we go. Alright. This is intense. Alright.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. You haven't even met my friends yet. And she like lifts up the hood that's like laying like flat against her back, and then just out of it, just
Is this the hand?
two hands crawl up over the shoulder. You got one
That's
on the left side.
Terrible.
What the fuck?
One on the left side that looks a little bit weird, but it also just seems like a hand. A little sparkly maybe. And then the one on the right, which is literally just her hand. So I made a deal, and then she like brings up her hands to clasp them together, and you see that there's just a stump on one side. I didn't really trust them at first, but I mean, after I've seen
Your
the results, you
hands?
gotta hand it to them.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
No, actually, it's just this. And then she grabs the hand and she's like violently shoves it into a stump, and then twists the bracelet back around the bracelet of teeth. And then my hand's
it's when the
back up.
kitchen door opens and this big, massive creature enters, Prim, that you haven't seen before.
Prim stands up instantly and throws one of her hands.
No!
You watch
She's
as
throwing
like
hands!
the little moth antennae on top of Mothman just wiggle, and the hand just falls directly in front of it.
Oh,
He's wearing like
Yeah,
a nice
that's
little
not
suit and
fun.
tie with a little bow tie. He's got a little bow tie on.
Oh, we got your uniform. Cool.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yay!
You see he's carrying like a little dinner tray and looks at the hand on the ground.
I don't think I don't think that needs to eat. Does it need to eat?
It's they are yours?
Mhm.
Friend?
Yes.
And they send the hand and
Yeah.
like, tilt their hand
I've-
looking out.
And
Aphlia controls her mage hand to pat Mothman on the head.
You hear like little. And places you down a bunch of food, which for the first time is like actual nice food, like cooked carrots, potatoes.
Wow. You look very dapper, Mothman.
Mothman bows his little head and then leaves.
Aww.
All right.
How did we immediately make Mothman an employee?
I mean, he offered to cook.
Yeah, Mothman did offer to cook.
Requested that they become your butler.
Yeah,
But
they wanted to help, so
All right. Well, as the six of you sit around the table, it's up to you now what you would like to do, how you plan where you're going next.
Okay. Well, now we don't have to worry about leaving the villa unattended.
Yeah, seems like we've got that handled.
So
I see what you did there.
I'm
the,
suffering.
I think the next thing, like, we're gonna have to head back into the city to try and either thin out the horde or figure out some way to get inside without being spotted, but I don't know that the second option is possible without stronger magic.
I feel like I need to be filled in on stuff. I've just been trying to figure out how much stuff I can put through the hole in my neck. I feel very out of the loop.
Well, did they fill you in on anything we put in the letter?
That was a
Or
letter.
no?
No, you were busy
Yeah.
go getting your hand.
Yeah, but, well, we've been to the city of Pelosia, once. We've confirmed it was the North Gate, right? Double checks notes.
You went through the east,
No,
the
we went
north
through the
gate,
north
and then
gate.
yeah, and then flew over the eastern gate.
So we've confirmed that the northern gate is, well, no longer locked, but it is closed, so it should be secure. If I remember correct. Then
Yeah, you guys did lock it.
yeah,
Or shut it, I
we
mean, not
closed
lock
it.
it.
We closed it behind us, but didn't lock it. And then when we came back, we flew over the eastern gate and managed to see that it is destroyed, as the notes from the people that were here before mentioned. There was a massive horde of undead. It seemed to me like there was one person kind of directing them from the rooftops, but I can't be sure because I didn't have too much time to actually observe them because, running from undead horde.
Right. As when you mentioned that they're undead, like full body tenses up slightly.
Fasten floor. It's at this time you notice Prim's eyes. Echo, would you like to describe Prim's eyes?
Hollow, emptied voids. All you really see is the reflection of what used to be an eye. The blood curdled and rotted. Just a solid mass of black.
Mm-hmm.
There is a... Can I have both of you guys roll history checks, please? The two burbs.
Sure.
Where?
There is a familiarity to the rot around the eyes. It is unique, but somewhat familiar. You just can't place your finger on it.
Hmm.
So she just looks confused as to why they're both looking at her. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. She brings her hood up and over her face.
No,
No, you're fine. Just pardon our curiosity.
Oh, by the way, that I don't know if we actually introduced Vess, but this is Vess. Points to other verb.
Yeah.
Vest?
Fess, as in shortened
Fess.
from Crowfessor.
Can I call you Professor?
If you like. I feel like it is most accurate, but the others do have more fun calling me Fess.
Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, I am Floor. So we met up with Aflia, Zara, and Lavetta as they were leaving. What was that city called?
The one we went to?
The one y'all were coming from.
Lupine. Where all the others now came from.
Yeah, that one. We met them shortly after they had left, I believe. And began traveling with them then. We suddenly found ourselves here.
They found me in a cage.
Yeah, we weren't in cages. We just at one point we were in a fertile forest, and then suddenly a barren field covered in snow.
I miss forests.
Of course they're good.
Wait, the person or the place?
This was a place, not a person.
Okay. I miss forests. Just repeats himself.
But then we traveled here. During the traveling, Groff unfortunately ate some of the food that, we're not supposed to touch.
And it is this time you realize Groff is not among them right now.
Something smells different.
Yeah, he didn't
What's the
make it.
what do you mean?
So you know how the food around Velocia is
Don't eat it.
it's really bad. There's multiple diseases and plagues and stuff. Plus the actual life draining something or magic. But Groff, he had been gathering some of the food as we went, apparently, and ate some and fell ill. And unfortunately, there were too many complicated diseases that he caught at that point for any of us to successfully help him. So
So what? You just left him there?
well, we ended up burning his body.
Yeah.
Make sure he didn't. Well,
Attack us.
yeah. Since we've been dealing with a bunch of things that have seemingly crossed over, but still move.
Seems like death is sort of the
Yeah.
theme of this place.
Yeah.
Sickness.
Can you roll me a
Because-
roll, please, my dear? There you go.
Yeah. Sure can. Apparently I'm a mage hand.
What's your current level?
We never decided if it... Oh, my current level? And we never decided if it changed at all.
I
I
don't think
believe it
changed.
was 2.
Okay, we can leave it at 2 for this one, but I do want a D100, please. No, I want to just say your mind is overcome with the smell of Groff, to the point that it overwhelms your emotions. It is a hallucination in its own right, but it is. Yeah, I don't think it's. You know what? Forget the roll now I'm thinking about, because those were specifically for that one thing. But you can have hallucinations whenever, correct? If I'm not mistaken on how you designed the character?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so yeah, this will just be a pure hallucination. You can smell him, and that sort of those long conversations that you would have had, both of you being in a cage near each other, just come back to you.
starts trembling a little bit, just ever so slightly, and just clenches the hand into a fist.
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Just sulks back into the chair a little bit.
There is a eerie puppy in my way. No, there's eerie quietness over you all. I also didn't realize I have to update your token here. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. But yeah, there's a quietness at the moment that it's unsettling in its own right. Lavetta kind of pipes up. So, what are we gonna do? In the city.
Well, we need to figure out the root of all of this. The
central piece.
Yeah, some kind of obsidian stall or something, was that?
Yeah.
We give up on one or two more friends along the way, I guess. Sorry.
We didn't give up on him. He was beyond our capacity to heal, and he was turning. He was very sick.
Give me a persuasion check, give me an insight check.
Okay.
I want an insight check from Prim. Yep. Prim, based on what they're saying, they truly believe what they are saying. Whether or not you believe that is up to you, but from what you can gather, it's the truth. From what their truth, I should say, is the best way to put it.
I mean, maybe someone would have had the capacity, but we did not at the time, and we took the course that we thought was the only one open to us.
A voice shows in your head, Primrose. I could free him. Just say the word. I don't know if that came through on the mic.
Stands up and walks out of the room. Not in a rush or anything, but just acknowledging that the conversation is basically at its end.
The two hands on the table kind of flop up, look at each other, and then follow after.
I'm not sure what we can do in the city. I have no way to conceal our presence from the undead, at least as far as I'm. But I so we'll likely have to fight, but we're going to have to find a way to essentially break the curse upon the land. whether it's by removing the focal point or the caster themselves. It could be one or the other, or we may need to do both. It depends on the spell.
Yeah.
And if it even is a spell. Or if it's a ritual or a poison, or so many different options.
Zara,
Yeah.
this time, it hasn't been that long. You remember you had been requested by a few people to collect things if you go into Belosia. You know that there's a magic shop somewhere within the lower city that the proprietor wanted you to protect or grab their items. You're also aware of the Blosic archives, a vast library that not only could assist you in your mission, but you had been requested to get books from as well.
And the sword... Wasn't there like a sword?
So the Silver Sword was looking for a sword, the Sword of Sarah. But
It's the one that thingy had, yeah.
that's what Lyra had, yeah.
We'll asked to check out a couple of things in Belosia, but it's more of a... If we're on the way, we can swing by thing.
I mean, having places to go and start at is better than going in with no idea where we're going at all.
Well, there was this magic shop, so if there's anything there left, which I doubt, but you never know, in deserted fucking undead city, maybe we'll find stuff there for us as well.
Yeah, that would be a good start. Maybe there'll be magic components or something as well that were left behind in the chaos.
Yeah, so I think that might be a good idea to first head towards, or try to find at least.
Mm-hmm. Do we have
He was still there.
Do we have any idea of where in the city it is?
Did you just... Sorry, to Owl, you just said it was to the east, right? Or am I just completely making that up?
So he had said that it is in the lower city, but I don't believe... Let me double check. I believe...
I think I'll...
Why isn't it here? Oh, and there's also, if you guys wanted to follow that plot line, you also, as a reminder, have the Emporia, the possible safe house that you guys can look into as well.
That's what I was thinking of. The shop in Lupine that asked.
Yeah, so you're asking about the Oracle. You had been warned, like they wanted you to collect the magical items and bring some of them back to Lupine, to the city that, or so the shop that's not called Acolyte. They didn't really seem to know what would be remaining there since they brought what they could. There is also, you were made aware of in that journal about the storehouse, the Emporia storehouse. If you remember down in the villa, you guys picked up a journal from someone who was looking for their sibling.
Yep.
And you guys had dealt with Emporia way back. If you guys, well, I say it would have been Lavetta, Althea, and Zara who would have dealt with
where we were like literally the first fucking thing we did, right? When we traveled with the tree and the person being captured.
Yep.
And the special knots.
They had yeah. Yep. So there's that you can go down that line. Like I said, there's Oracle, there's the magic weapon shop, which you had been asked by Gautier to collect his magical items from his shop or whatever remains. And then you had a request from Archivist Charlevoix, who had asked for the collection of books as well. And I mean, you would have a rough idea where the Emporia house is. You would have a rough idea where you were told where the archives was. For the Oracle, I don't remember if you got direct information. Let me double check.
Trees outside.
What'd you say?
Are there any trees outside?
Yeah.
Prim's gonna go find a tree.
Okay.
And just climb up it.
Check your DMs as well. For a question about your mage hand or your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you have a rough idea where it is. Somewhere in like the northeastern part of the lower city, but beyond that, nothing concrete.
Northeastern part of the lower city somewhere. That's all I know. But magical stuff sounds pretty good to have. And or sell.
Can't argue with that.
If we're in the neighborhood of like the other things we saw in the books and storehouse and whatever, we can just swing by. Because I doubt it'll be just a straight, like, go straight journey. Considering what we saw last time we went in there.
Agreed.
Well, it sounds like you have all made your decision for where you are to head into the city. Your intention is, it sounds like, to try and find the magical shop. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Who knows what you may come upon in the meantime, but that is the goals. Now, I want to ask the group, is there anything else you guys wish to go over? Anything else you found or learned?
No, I think we already talked through like the bone mirror that I found, right? Like I think we already told the group about that one.
You haven't?
No.
You're gonna have to forgive me because it's been several weeks since we did that. Was it Floor that I told about the mirror? Or did I tell anyone about the mirror?
You haven't told anyone yet.
Okay.
Would you like a reminder what it does?
Please. I'm
Did
like
you-
still like scrolling through my. I thought I put it in my inventory, but
It'll be Team Toast items as well on the right-hand side. Did you attune to it?
I did.
Okay. So you learned that you can cast Speak with Dead through it.
Right. That's right. Okay, so okay, so you remember I've been a little distracted with my garden, but do you remember that that mirror that I found down in that was in the that was a while ago, right? Like that was downstairs, right? After getting through the door with the codes and everything.
Would have been 5-6 days ago.
Yeah.
5-6 days ago.
Yeah.
But we're here a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Week is 5 days.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah. So, in that room that we went in beyond the door with all of the different codes, you know, the locks with the different languages, quite clever that. I found a mirror in there, made of bone, and after studying it and tuning with it, I can speak with the dead through it.
The fuck?
But it might be useful.
There's hardly some dead folks.
I mean, dead folks have seen things. Things that got them dead. Maybe important things.
I guess you're right.
I don't think it works on the undead, though.
Well,
It just
I
might be
mean,
dead.
it's in the name. It's not really dead.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Might be useful in Belosia if we weren't trying to find our way. If there's someone dead that's from Belosia, you know, they might be able to tell us where to go.
Exactly. You know, it might be helpful to find, like, the shops we're looking for. Or maybe resistances that are in the city. Safe houses? I don't know what. But I think it'll be useful.
Have you tried it?
I think everything here was too long dead.
I don't think it matters.
But, oh, right. Do we still have
you
those-
tried it?
I mean, we burned most of the. I think I was thinking. I haven't tried it yet. I was thinking of using it on, but we burned most of the things that were dead around here. I don't
Nope.
know.
You left all those bodies down there.
Oh, right. Right. There's all those bodies down where we found the arcane thing. We could go try it.
Yeah, you can try it, and I can stand like a couple of meters away. That's fine by me.
Oh, I'm good with that. This is like very like excited all of a sudden to like learn something new and try something interesting.
All right. So are you going to head downstairs and speak with the bodies, it sounds like?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, I'm going to take you guys off the screen. I'm not
Almost
going to make you...
disapproving in spirit.
Well, you decided to go climb a tree. I
It
actually
was in a different room anyway. Having a hissy fit.
Just so long as you didn't climb Mothman's tree. There's like a little fort and everything. We made Mothman a
you guys
nest.
haven't really started on his fort yet, but I guess you could do that soon.
I want to do that. He needs a nest.
There's just like a piece of paper on it that says reserved.
Yeah.
It's a reserved tree.
And scribbled over it, and it says Prim,
Oh,
and then a little smiley face.
rude.
All right. Sure. Okay, so you make your way downstairs, and there is a vast collection of bodies in the room. There are 12 long dead skeletons, plus another one that looks like it was tied up and died in torture.
Yeah. That's the one I want to talk to.
Okay. You walk up to the
Outside of
corpse.
character. So is this a kink thing or?
Even in
Fucking hell.
death, they think it was a kink thing. Gods.
Oh.
It's one time, alright?
you get tied up one time, and everyone thinks you like
One
being tied up.
You found at the S&M club once, and now they'll never let you forget it.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, it seems like you are pretty content on this individual, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me pull up my notes here. Let me get some good music going for this, because this is gonna be spoopy. Oh.
You hear the sound of ghost whips.
You hear whips and chains.
And
All
they
right.
roll for excitement.
As you position yourself sat down next to the skeleton, how are you using the mirror? You have a general idea that you need to use the mirror through the reflection.
Yeah, so kind of with my back positioned to the skeleton, I'm looking over my shoulder through the mirror, aligning so that the mirror is reflecting the skeleton as best I can, trying to capture the face. Or
Okay.
what would have once been the face.
You focus your energies through this mirror. And you think about your intent. And you watch through the reflection of the mirror. And you alone. Who else is in this room, mind you? Is everyone came downstairs with them?
Zora's like a couple of meters away, hand resting on a dagger.
The rest of you all begin to feel cold, like a chill has overcome the area that you are in. Goosebumps form along your arms. Fess, you watch as through the mirror, and only you see as the skeleton bends upward, bringing its long, bony hand to rest on your shoulder. It feels like ice against your skin. You feel compelled to maintain your focus upon the mirror, despite that itching feeling to look behind your back. You may ask it 5 questions.
Who are you?
Where did it go? Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Where's my notes? I have like 3 pages open. Here it is. I was once to be the future head of the Westbury family. Heir to be and beloved son of its owner. My name was Jack Westbury. You watch as the sort of remains of its jaw clambers open and close as you cast this spell.
What happened to you here?
I saved us from the beasts. I brought them into my domain, protected them with my creation, but we starved. And in retribution for my kindness, they tortured me.
Who were they?
They were the help workers of our great estate, workers who were honored to work for the Westbury family.
They were servants.
Yes. Was that a question or was that a statement?
That wasn't a question, that was a statement.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that was more mumbling to myself. That wasn't a question.
Yes, I'm just aware. Just be wareful.
Yeah.
If you say something, okay.
It might react. Yeah. What were you trying to create down here?
My magnum opus. My greatest creation yet. The soil here was blessed by the ley lines, and I was going to harness it for its power and make a name for myself.
Fess can't really look away from the mirror, but if anybody else in the room has a pressing question, this is the last question we can ask. So if there's something else Fess should ask, does someone want to...
How are you portraying this to them in character?
If Fess can't look away, it's only a hand mirror, so with the free hand kind of motioning toward the group in like a anything else kind of like circular motion with a taloned hand, like anything else you want to ask? Or
Is that what you just said?
no, I didn't say anything, just motioning
With the hand. Got it.
with the hand. I'm not speaking because I feel like if I speak out loud, he's gonna take it as a question for him.
You didn't come with three. Okay, no. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. This guy didn't seem that bright, so I don't have any questions for him regarding the ley line stuff. So.
Do you know what happened to the land outside, why the ground is poisoned? Or life itself seems poisoned?
No. And you feel the hand lift up and clamber back onto the ground.
Okay, I figured that was all I was gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I have any sense for if I can use this again right away, or
You can use it twice a day.
Twice a day? Okay.
But not with him.
Not again on the same corpse, kind of.
You have to wait 10 days.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Just finishing up taking my notes. While Fess is like scribbling down, now that they can break contact with the mirror, and they're just kind of like, they take out a piece of paper and they're like scribbling down like the notes, like roughly what questions they asked and what answers they received. Because were other people able to hear, or do I need to relay? I'm not really sure how that worked. Was I only able to see in here?
They could only, no one else could see it, but they could get an idea of the answers. If not, they don't know why.
Okay. While I jot this down, I can only do this one more time today. Does anybody see another corpse that looks promising that might have been smarter or more better equipped to understand what was happening around here, or any questions we have?
I mean, if he said he brought the help in here and they all starved to death, I think none of them would really know, because as far as I'm aware, the curse or the lupine, the wasn't that before the undead and the life draining stuff? I don't actually know the history of Pelosia, so
I don't either.
I'm not a big fan of, you're not even fucking safe in your death. Do not be disturbed. So I mean, it's up to you if you have someone you really want to ask shit to. But unless I really, really need information, I'm gonna stay far away from that thing. She points at the mirror.
Yeah. I understand your reservation. You know, I have some slightly differing opinions, probably because I've been in the Fey realm for so long, which honestly, who knows how long that is. I just feel like if it can help us figure out what happened here and stop it, it's better to be able to ask than not know. Um, would I have a sense of like what Flora was talking about? Would I have a sense of like that these people would have any idea what was happening in the city?
I am not going to give that to you. I think you
that
need
is
to.
fine.
I think you're going to need to make a determination based on the information that you have.
Yeah. When we came into this room, there were a bunch, like he's all chained up on one end of the room, and the others are kind of against the walls. Probably passing one or two at a time, individually if they're starving to death. But they're all basically bones, right? They're not...
Oh, they're several years long gone. Yes.
Yeah. And we kind of searched through here and we didn't really... Did I get the mirror from a particular corpse that was down here? Or was it just kind of off to the side?
It would have been with the corpse you just interrogated.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to just pick a corpse at random. And try to speak with it. Again, positioning it so that it's at my back and focusing the mirror on what would have been the face of corpse.
As you do, that same coldness comes over everyone in the room. The body lifts up, the hand upon your shoulder. What would you like to ask it?
Who are you?
I was once the maid of the house. No one, ma'am.
What happened here?
Starvation, hunger, idiocracy.
Who all was down here?
The various workers of the house.
I cannot spell. Did Jack Westbury make any promises to you before imprisoning you all down here?
To protect us, save us. That's all you get.
Again, kind of last question. Fess motions again with their hand for if anybody has any other questions of the party before Fess asks the last question.
Fess can't see it, but Zara's face clearly shows hell no.
No.
Laura, that was a no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What monsters was Jack protecting you from?
The beasts. The beasts that tore through the farmlands.
Beasts that tore through the foglands? Is that what you said?
Farmlands.
Farmlands, okay. And then I assume she immediately,
The hand lifts off your shoulder and the creature falls backwards.
Yep.
Hey babe, new area just dropped to the foglands.
Okay.
Alright. So anything else you guys wish to do?
Fess is again scribbling down notes. And then kind of looks back at their traveling companions and says, well, that's all I can do with that for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we should go back up.
Alright. We come to a close. But I am gonna ask Zara, will you roll me a D100, please?
Okay. Just a normal D100. Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
You explode.
Right.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I want to know what everyone's orders are for their bastion rooms, by the way. You have different orders, so that can be... let me find out. Can be... the special orders that you guys have specifically for that room. So if you look on the room options, and then so for example, for the barracks, you have the order of either or just recruit, which means you can get more people. You can also do maintain, which just means that it just is kept as is for the time being. And then there's obviously harvest as well. So I think, and then you also have a research one for the library. So that would be the order for next one. So yours would, because you kind of did the research for this one, Althea, but that's fine. So I'm assuming the 2 gardens are going to harvest, right?
Sure.
Okay. And then the barracks. What would you like to do with the barracks?
Maintain. Get them settled in and like just training a bit, like that kind of stuff.
And the arcane study, I believe, is the last one we have, which is either could gain a charm, which allows you to cast Identify. Oh, you just get that regardless. So add that to your thing. And then you have craft, and there's 3 craft options. But you can only do 2.
Yeah.
I assume Prim's rooms won't be here.
No,
until...
yours will be created now. So you have someone who can maintain it. The drow is specifically intended for what you told me last night. But they will create it for these 5 days.
Understood.
So your stuff will be ready.
Yes, I will. I will gain the charm, and I actually. So with the crafting and arcane focus, could I have that essentially be crafting like a rune or sigil that I had like one of the protective wards, essentially?
So an arcane focus is for spell casting, but I would be fine to homebrew it a little bit to give you the ability to have them working on one of the protective runes. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So the harvest is going to be Lavetta and Fess. I'm going to roll D100 from both of you. On the left-hand side. All right. So, what this means, 34% of the herbs survived and 44% of the food survived.
Nice.
So that is 44 rations that have been added, because I believe it makes 100, if I'm not mistaken.
Sweet.
So that is added to the thing. I recommend you guys grab rations if you want some. You currently have a good number. But it's 100 days worth of rations. So yeah, 100 rations. So you get 44 from that. They brought 120 as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's see how many I have. Wait. How many?
You may have run out.
I would stock myself back up to 10.
Okay, so how many do you have?
Had 8 before the 5 days, so 3, which means 7, is what I take.
Okay.
I'll take 5. I have 5.
Well, you would have used up across those 5 days, so you probably want 10.
Okay, I'll just adjust it to 10.
Okay.
If I can.
Yep.
There it is, okay.
Everyone else?
But the weights did not... The weight did not adjust, is that... Never mind.
Okay.
I'm stupid. Never mind.
You're fine. Alright. Keep that in mind. Everyone's set there. Put yours at 10. That's fine. And if we need to calculate it more in depth, then I can. But you guys have a good extra amount of food right now. Okay. So... Right. So you rolled an 88, correct?
Yeah.
Let me pull up our Bastion events. Roll me another D100, please. Because this doesn't work in the story, so I can't. 39. Okay, and roll me a D8, please. Alright, well, everything seems to be in order, and it seems like one of the druids was able to handle the bug problem in the basement of the winery. It's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so that is where we will end today's D&D session, with you guys using your bastions. For those who are new here, we stream this every Saturdays. However, next Saturday we will not have a stream for D&D since one of my partners is coming into town. So I'd rather spend time with them. No offense, guys. No offense to you all.
None taken. I wouldn't be able to make it
All
anyways.
the offense taken. I'm
I
taking
think about this, damn.
Yeah, no fences for you. I took all of them.
My fence is about to fly.
So our next episode will be the 21st, if people can make it that day. We'll find out. But yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Saturday. Tomorrow, likely no board game, so probably just gonna go. We were gonna figure it out. Vanny and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
Wait, my birthday's on a Sunday? Shit. What?
Oh.
What'd you say?
No.
Birthday's on a Sunday.
No,
Oh yeah, your birthday's coming up.
No, it's not.
It is. When is it?
Happy birthday to you.
Next week. Do it next week. Do it next week. Next week.
You're D&D the day
Wait.
before.
There's no game next week.
Not
The
next week.
21st,
It's the
I mean.
next week. It's the 21st.
The 21st.
My birthday's on the
Happy
22nd.
early birthday.
Oh my god. Alright, chat,
God
stick
damn
around.
it.
I'm gonna swap over to GTA for a little bit, try to get my fucking quota done. Alright, so I will talk to you guys later.
Oh my
D&D
god, I get
folks.
to harass you?
Oh boy. I'll see you, chat. I'll see you in a little bit. All of you guys who came to visit today for D&D, thank you very much. And I will swap over here in a second. Bye.